What's going on, everybody? My name is Bobby, and I'm just another reactor here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be doing a double reaction to The Warning with both their versions of Enter Sandman. And before I get to these reactions, I just want to remind y'all to please subscribe to my channel and please like this video. And if you care to support my channel, there's a PayPal link in the description, or you can leave a tip through the Brave browser, which is a cryptocurrency browser. But donations to my channel are not necessary, they're not required. You can watch my videos for free, but any support for my channel is greatly appreciated. Now, I've done two previous reactions to The Warning, and I really like them a lot, especially their most recent music video for the song Evolve. That was really cool. Then I did another reaction to Shattered Heart live at some bar in Dallas. Can't even remember the name of the bar. But that was an earlier video where I didn't think it was as good as Evolve, but it was still really cool. I mean, it was like you can see their potential in that video, and just playing in a small club was really cool, and I just really like that. I used to play in a bunch of clubs, so it just kind of brought back those memories for me. But when I first reacted to The Warning for their song Evolve, some of y'all requested that I react to this first video of theirs, or it's probably, I don't really remember if it's the first video of theirs or the first like really well-known video, but I know it was one that kind of started getting them known, and it was for their cover of Enter Sandman by Metallica. Now, when I brought this video up to get it ready, the first image that came up, it didn't even start with black or anything. It just came up right on them playing, and I paused it there at the very beginning, but I can already see how young they looked. I mean, they were just little girls. Only Daniela looks like she's maybe coming up on her teen years, or maybe like 13 or something. But yeah, they look really young in this video. Now, I'm going to tell you all a little bit about my history with Metallica, because there's a little bit that you might want to know before I react to these two cover versions of the same song. But when I was younger, growing up listening to music, I started first listening to bands like Kiss and Black Sabbath and Judas Priest and stuff like that, Iron Maiden. But then I also got into bands like Motley Crue and Cinderella and Twisted Sister in the 80s and all that. Was in that phase for a couple of years. And my first and second band that I played drums in, we played cover songs by a lot of those bands. Motley Crue, Black Sabbath, Twisted Sister, things like that. And then one day I went into a record store, and sometimes I used to buy albums just based on the cover. If I saw an album cover in the heavy metal section of the records and thought the cover looked cool, I would buy it. And I saw this cover for Metallica's Ride the Lightning. Never heard of Metallica at that time. The album had just come out. Master of Puppets wasn't even out yet. But the girl that worked at the record store told me that it was a new album. So I took a chance and I bought it because the cover looked cool. And I became a huge Metallica fan after that. And then the band I was in, we were playing all those cover songs, but then we started playing more Metallica and other thrash music by Anthrax and Megadeth and stuff like that. And we just kind of transitioned from kind of a, borderline hair metal band or just a regular metal band to a thrash metal band. And we even changed our name to the Four Horsemen. And this is actually a picture of me playing the drums in that band. That picture was taken in 1987. I was 22 years old. And my clothes they kind of speak for themselves, but it's kind of a funny picture. But anyway, that was me in that band, the Four Horsemen. But then, I don't know, after a few years, I started getting into other bands like, Pantera, early Pantera, Danzig, early Fear Factory, and Metallica started coming out with their... I mean, the Black Album was good. I liked it, but it was just kind of headed in a different direction. And then I really didn't care too much for the Load and Reload albums. So the reason I wanted to tell that story is because, like I said about the Black Album, I like the song Enter Sandman and a lot of the songs from that album, but it wasn't my favorite Metallica album. I just thought it was an okay album because I was a big fan of their Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Kill 'Em All albums, and their 598 EP. So anyway, I just wanted to preface these reactions with that. So, like I said, I do like the song Enter Sandman, so I'm looking forward to seeing their 2 covers of it, especially their second one. So anyway, long story, but without further ado, here's my first reaction to The Warning when they were younger with their cover of Metallica's Enter Sandman. Okay, so before that part, what I really like about this is just the whole raw sound of it. I mean, it reminds me of the days, my early days of playing in my bands that I was in, our garage days and stuff like that when we would practice in whatever room we could find. And I just love that about this. And I mean, they sound good for little girls, and it's funny because Paulina still kind of plays with that style that she played with in the Evolve video. She just has this certain style of playing about her, and it sounds good. I mean, it does sound raw, and you can tell, like I said about the Shattered Heart video, that you can see their potential. The Evolve video, you can tell that they've come a long way from this, but this is really cool. I like this. Just a little practice room, one camera, no professional production. It's like somebody showed up with their camera and filmed their practice, and I just really like it. Paulina kicking ass on the background vocals there. That sounded really cool. And I just wanted to talk about Alejandra's kind of unassuming stance there, that she's just kind of standing there checking out Daniela doing her jam, and she's playing the bass really well, and she's just kind of standing there like, you know, just like I said, unassuming, but still really cool. But I really like Paulina's background vocals there. Okay, so I know what's coming there. I just wanted to say the little prayer part, the sleeping prayer, or whatever they call that. That just sounded really cool, because Alejandra, she kind of sounded like the little kid in the real song, but that was just cool the way her and Paulina were kind of trading off on that. And Daniela, she must have done Kurt Hammett proud with that wah pedal there. That solo sounded good with that wah pedal. We all know how much Kurt likes to use his wah pedal. But anyway, gonna get to the end here. So that was The Warning, I'm sorry about that, with their first version of Metallica's Enter Sandman. And like I said previously, I just really like the raw sound of that, the potential that you can see in their playing. It was just really cool, and Alejandra and Paulina's background vocals and little prayer that they did was really cool. Daniela's wah pedal solo, I mean, that just sounded really cool, and it was a little rough around the edges, you know. Well, what do you expect? They're little girls, you know, and they're just like practically probably had only been playing their instruments for just a year or two at this point, who knows. But yeah, it sounded really cool. But I'm going to get this next one set up here. And this is, I don't know who this person is, but this version is with Alicia Cara or Cara. In Spanish, that would be cara, which means face. But if I remember right, I looked her up. And let me look her up real quick. And I don't think she was from Mexico. So that makes me think that her last name is not Cara. She's from Canada. That's right, Canada. So, yeah, I don't know who she is. I just from what I read here in the little Wikipedia thing that came up in the search results, she used to do uploaded acoustic cover songs, I guess on YouTube. But anyway, I guess she's a little bit more well known now. But without further ado, here's my reaction to The Warning with Alicia Cara, I don't know, but with their most recent version of Enter Sandman. Wow, that sounds different. Okay, a few things here. When this started, honestly, I didn't really know what to make of it because this vocalist, Alicia Cara, she sounds like a pop singer, pop rock or whatever. Maybe not even rock, just like a top 40 pop singer or something. And then just the way the music was being played, it was different, interesting. But I wasn't sure what to make of it because I was expecting, heavy. Still don't really know what to make of it. Her voice, like I said, just sounds kind of pop. It doesn't really sound outstanding or anything. Now, when the heavy kicked in, that sounded awesome. And the way the vocals were going on that part, whoever was singing those vocals, I don't know. That sounded really cool. The Warning, the three musicians, the three sisters, they sound great on this. I'm still up in the air about Alicia here. I'm not really sure. Maybe she'll do something different. I don't know, but that's just my initial thoughts on this whole song so far.
Sleep with one eye open.
That was The Warning with Alicia Cara with their version of Enter Sandman. And honestly, that was really interesting. Like I said, the beginning of it with Alicia singing didn't do a whole lot for me. Her voice just sounded too pop. And I don't know, it just didn't do much for me. But when the girls from The Warning played, it sounded awesome. And I really like the way they kind of made it their own. Whenever I hear a band do a cover song, especially of a song that I really like, there's two things that I like. I like when they make it sound really close to the original, but it still sounds like the band that's doing it, and they play everything pretty much like the original song, or they just completely change it up and do something completely different. Now, some bands I've heard cover songs where they change it up a lot and it sounds horrible. I think one of them was on the Nativity in Black album. That was a Black Sabbath tribute album from like the late 90s, early 2000s or something. There was a version of the song Black Sabbath by Typo Negative, and I really liked Typo Negative back then, but I didn't like their version of that song. It was just too different and too weird. But this sounded really good. That vocal part in the song, not even going to try to sing it. I don't know. I'm not a singer. Sorry about that. But that part where they're singing the O's, I guess, or O's, that vocal melody kind of reminded me of an Imagine Dragons song, the Radioactive song. It just kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But it was really cool, and then it took a while, like almost to the end of the song, for them to get to the actual main riff of the song Enter Sandman. They really didn't play that very clearly till towards the end, the beginning riff of that song. So yeah, that was really cool, and they sounded awesome, and I really like some of the other vocal melodies in there that were kind of subtle, like kind of choir singing that all the girls were doing, and I think even Alicia was doing that. On the parts where they were showing Alicia's image on the wall, and you hear the voices singing, I'm guessing her voice was part of that. So in the parts where you don't really hear her voice, like front and center, I guess, it sounded good, but just that beginning part, it just, like I said, didn't do a whole lot for me. Had The Warning done this song on their own with no guest singing, and just did it the way they did it when the heavy part kicked in, I think that would have been awesome just like that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction. I want to remind y'all again to please subscribe to my channel, and please like this video. And if you care to support my channel, there's a PayPal link in the description, or you can leave a tip through the Brave browser, which is a cryptocurrency browser. But donations to my channel are not necessary. They're not required. You can watch my videos for free, but any support for my channel is greatly appreciated. Thank y'all again for watching my double reaction to The Warning, Enter Sandman.